Happy Super September, guys. Yes, we're going to be making a different soup for the next 5 weeks. I realized that there was 5 Thursdays in September. So I'm adding, of course, one more soup in there. I have 4 already figured out for you guys. And today we're going to be making one of my favorites. It's potato, ham, and leek soup. Have you ate that? You've had it. Yeah. I cook it at the restaurant. You like soups. You know that.
Potato and ham.
You don't even know anything about
I don't even know anything about leek, but
good.
it doesn't sound very good. It sounds like you got to go to the hospital if there's a leak.
They're in the onion family. So, you know, like a scallion and a little, what's the little thing?
Hi, Joan.
Yeah. So anyway, they're a very mild flavored onion in the onion family, and they add a lot of flavor to the soup though. So we have simple ingredients here. We've got our potatoes, we've got a little celery, a leek, we've got our chicken stock, and in the refrigerator, I've got ham and milk that we're going to add into the soup as well. So I've got my little pumpkins today, and I'm feeling
They're on fire.
They're not on fire. That's my beautiful candle I just got yesterday. I had to get myself in the mood, guys. When you live in the South, it's very hard to get in the fall mood because it was 90 yesterday.
It smells weird.
The pumpkin is beautiful. It's pumpkin clove. So the first thing I'm going to do, I have my big soup pot here. This is just a small one, but this is my big soup pot where I already made some for you guys to show you later. But I have a soup pot on, and I already have it on like medium-low heat. And I'm just going to add in here a little bit of vegetable oil to kind of cover the bottom of it. This way, when we put our vegetables in, of course, they don't stick, and it helps them to brown. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut our celery. Now, usually soups start with the Trinity, they call it, like the Holy Trinity, like carrots, celery, and onions. And we're going to kind of use that today with the leek, but I didn't add any carrots. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But today I just thought the color looked pretty nice without the carrots. They will add a little bit of sweetness to your soup. So if you want to add some shredded carrots, you could do that as well. So we're just going to cut these up, just kind of rugged here. They don't have to be perfect. That's the one thing about soups that's wonderful, is that, you know, you can just chop them up and put them in. You do want to kind of have them all the same size though, because...
Equal cooking.
Yes, equal cooking time. Okay, so here is the leek. I've already gone ahead and I washed it.
Looks more like a plug to me.
Well, it's not. It's a leek. And we're going to cut the bottom off. And we're going to go to where it starts to turn green. And then we're going to cut that as well. Pepe will not eat those. I don't
blame him.
I don't even want to try though. And I did wash it, but I want to take this very outside first little layer off like this. And
we could write on that.
I'm going to cut it in half. You could leave them whole, but again, it'll just take a shorter, you know, cooking time. You know, if you cut them in half again. So we're just cutting these kind of thin. They can be a little bit fibrous, as you see, but they have a really nice smell to them. So I love them, and I'm adding them in. I'm going to do the other side. It's depending on what size this was a good size leek. So I would just do one. But if you had smaller ones, you could do 2. In the first pot, I did 2 because they were super tiny. Okay, so our leeks are in. Put that in there. All right, put that over there. This is such an easy soup, but it's also delicious. I'm just going to use the same wooden spoon I used. So we're stirring it around in here, and they're getting brown. And I'm going to add some salt and pepper. And this is basically the only flavoring that you need in here is a little salt. And I like to do a little extra pepper in mine because I like the flavor of it in there. So, and we all know like the salt makes the vegetables sweat out, so they'll cook down a little bit faster. It's always nice to have your veggies kind of sauteed when you're doing this, because it gives them a little better flavor. Now I'm cutting the potatoes.
My bad.
And I'm cutting them into pieces like this because I like everything bite-sized. I don't want to have like a huge piece of potato. I'll wait till I do these in there. I want to eat everything. And these are just a yellow potato that were already washed, but I like the skin on. I think the skin adds good flavor in the soup, but it also looks pretty. It looks very rustic when you leave the skins on.
And it keeps the flavor in.
Well, I said it gives it good flavor. There we go. And it's supposed to be 3.5 cups of potatoes. You know, so it's probably roughly like 6 medium-sized potatoes like this. And you just cut them.
Shut up, Donna.
Just cut them up in these little squares like this. Making soups really helps your knife skills. Now, if you didn't want to use like real potatoes like this, you could get the cans of potatoes. You could, for those of you that don't have access, say you wanted this really quick and you have a whole cabinet full of canned goods and you have those potatoes, you can use those, just rinse them, and then you can put them in the soup. But they would not, the soup will not take that long because those are already cooked potatoes. So, all right, I think we're gonna leave these out because this is looking pretty good. We're just gonna finish this one up. So I've been on vacation for the last couple days, and my first one in 7 years, and I just really enjoyed myself. Went out to dinner, went on the boat, played in the garden, painted the house, things like that. Went shopping. Okay, we're gonna put these in, but today it's back to business. So I've already made tiramisu, and I have to make a tray of baked ziti for a catering by 3. Okay. Alrighty. Now we're just gonna kind of let these cook down. Our celery and leeks have gotten soft already, and that's what you want because now all their flavor is coming out. And I went ahead and put the potatoes in here. And now we're just gonna go into the refrigerator and we're gonna get the ham and, watch crazy, the ham and the milk. So I'm using a ham steak, and I have 2 cups of milk here that we're going to be putting in. Not just yet. Okay, so also in the store, if you didn't want to use a ham steak, they have it where you can use the ham already diced up, or you could go to your deli and ask for a pound of ham and cut it up. Whatever you want to do. I just think this one has really good flavor to it. So we're going to cut up this ham steak. Now this is a good dinner to make after like Easter dinner or even Christmas. You know how you have like ham,
Leftovers.
and leftover potatoes and ham and stuff like that. So this is a really good one for that. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this fat off of it, and then I'm just gonna cut it up into little chunks again, just like this. And having some of this fat on there like that gives it a lot of flavor as well. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add this in. This is a great soup, guys. So this is our first one of 5. So I make the soup every day at the restaurant, and I actually look forward to it. It's just, it's just a nice way to be expressive, and we always get good feedback on our soups. People love it. And I think I made maybe 100 different soups there. It's weird, but there's 16 of them in the cookbook, which is now out. So if you guys haven't got it yet, you gotta go on Amazon, and in the search bar, you would put in "home is where the apron hangs," and it'll come up. So
Why would I need a cookbook if I have you?
Because maybe you don't have access to me all the time.
whenever I
and
say.
you want to make something, and then you can just look in Jen's cookbook.
Oh, okay.
You know? Alrighty, and we're getting down around this bone. If you wanted to add a lot of flavor in, put the bone in. But you gotta remember to take it out.
That's the last piece.
One time I did not, and thank God this customer of ours, an older gentleman named Richard, he's been with me for 7 years. He got his spoon, he goes, Jennifer, I don't think I was supposed to have this.
Your mother always gave you that part, though.
No. My mother didn't.
I was talking about Richard.
Oh, I don't know.
She always-
Richard is 90 years old, so. Okay. So we've got our potatoes, our leeks going, and our celery. Doesn't it smell good already? Look how pretty. It's going to be such a nice filling soup.
Smells like pumpkin clove.
That's my beautiful candle.
Yeah.
Okay, what you could do is also, if you wanted to substitute the potatoes, you could add cannellini beans. So cannellini beans are like a white navy bean. What am I doing? Oh, you're fine. Now I'm adding 1/4 cup of flour in here. And what that's going to do is that's going to thicken up the broth that we're going to make. And it's going to make it a creamy soup. So that's one of the secrets of making a creamy soup. All right, so I'm just mixing that around and all the vegetables. Now it kind of looks like a stew at this point until we get the liquid into it. Look at that. I love it. Okay, so we're going to add 2 cups of milk in here now.
That's the good part.
Or if you wanted to get really crazy, you could add heavy cream. You could add 2 cups of heavy cream. Pepe is still outside? No Pepe today. Can't believe it. We put him outside and...
I kicked his ass out the door.
Oh, no, that's my boy. I don't know where he is today. He discovered this spot behind the shop, and it's a little bit muddy back there, so he's been enjoying it. He comes out.
No, he's destroying my grade.
Kind of dirty, but he loves it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have 4 cups of water here, and I'm just going to make a quick chicken stock. And this is just one I got at the store. It's better than bouillon. And I got the low sodium one. You know, it's always good. Here he comes. It's always good to have less salt in this because we already added it through the ham and also when we seasoned it.
There's enough starch in there.
Well, this doesn't have anything to do with starch. This is the sodium level you want to watch.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't need it too salty because the ham and salt and pepper. Okay. And so now I've got my chicken stock. Well, so it's just 2 tablespoons of stock and 4 cups of water. We're going to add this to it as well. And that is it, your potato and ham and leek soup. Now we're just going to let this simmer on the stove for about 15-20 minutes. And you could taste it in that time and you can see if it needs any more seasoning. Maybe you want to add more pepper or maybe you want to add more salt to it. But that's it, and you'll get nice, probably about 4 big bowls out of that. So I'm going to get a bowl out and I'm going to show you what the first one, I made this soup earlier. Josh, if you want to show them the pot, and then we can let Pepe in. Here's the pot that I made this morning. See this? And this is the soup. Everything is all cooked down, married together. Gonna get a new soup.
Forever. Forever.
You want to let Pepe in so we can say goodbye? Come on, Pep.
Come on, ass.
Come on,
Pepe.
Pepe. Come on, Pep. You want to come in?
Nope.
He doesn't want to come in today. He usually is here and he smells the food. Okay, guys, so for our first soup in September, this is potato and ham and leek. So let's take a taste here. Delicious. This is almost a meal. You put a nice roll with this or a piece of bread with this.
One roll? I want 3.
Well, for me, it's 1 roll. It's delicious. I can eat the whole thing. So this will get you in the mood for fall, my favorite time of year. The leaves are crisp there. You know, living up north for so long, it's my favorite time of year, so I get kind of nostalgic for it. So making soups always helps. So make this soup, you're gonna love it, and have a great day.
Good night.